Hey y'all, hey, thank you all for joining me today on my YouTube channel. I hope you guys could see me. Um, I hope you guys could see me good. Hold on. Maybe. I don't want y'all to see like the double, hold on. I don't know. I just don't want that extra, y'all to see the circle in my eyes. But however, thank you all for joining me on my YouTube channel or whichever platform that you may hear this on. I am Coach Gant, the Rage Coach. What's going on, everybody? Hey, what's going on? Y'all know when y'all see me, I got a word, but I ain't even gonna say I really got a word for real. I just want to talk to y'all, and I also want to share some things that God have shared with me and give you guys some hope, just like God has given me, right? So this is just like a story time girl chat. I don't know, just a chat, right? um, but I want to share with you guys. Everybody know that we are in a year of exposure. Like that's just obvious. That's just where we at. We are in a year of exposure, and it's not just for like celebrities being exposed. It's everybody being exposed because we in the time and in the season where you gotta pick a side. You gotta pick a side, and whatever side that you operating on is just the side that you gonna have to stay on and be on. So that's just where we at, right? And it don't always feel good. Excuse me. It don't always feel good when you gotta pick a side, or when you gotta pick a side that you just didn't even think that you would have had to pick. But when you start judging people by the fruit that they bear, yeah, you gotta pick a side. You gotta pick a side. Because we in the time in the season, you don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time because judgment is falling upon everybody. And when judgment come, you got to make sure that you in the right space, right? Because you don't want to reap nobody else's judgment because you're not being obedient to God. So you want to make sure that you are in the right space when judgment comes. So he's separating the wheat from the tear. And I've been going through the separation season. I've been in the separation season for a minute. I was fighting it for a long time because, you know, you don't want to separate from the people that you love, but it's deeper than just loving a person. I mean, love is the number one thing, right? So you can love a person, but just because you love them, everybody is not going where you're going. Everybody don't understand your blueprint. Everybody don't understand your path, and you got to be okay with that. It was hard for me to, like accept. It was hard for me to understand that, but you get to a point where it's like I can't, as me being a leader, I can't be emotionally led. I got to do what God says. Everything is purposeful. You understand? And for the ones that get it, get it. For the ones that don't, we pray that they eventually get it, right? So I've been experiencing some quite removals, like a lot. They dropping off by the like family, people that I was associated with. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. And I don't I understand. I understand. You can't tell it to the people that don't understand because a lot of people is just so worldly. Um, when everybody understands that everything happens in the spirit first before it hits the natural, then the better off if we really understand that we are spiritual beings just operating in the human experience, then I think it would be so much better to be able to explain things that people for the people that is spiritually led, right? Once we understand that our dreams is God giving us a preview of what is happening in the spirit, and we could be able to stop that and combat that by prayer, fasting, and consecration and those things with God, we can be able to stop it from manifesting in the natural. Until we understand that, then we gonna always be in a world of chaos. It's gonna always be chaos. So I wanted to like share just a little bit about like the separation, and I'm grateful for the separation. I know it may not sound like the best, I guess, to the worldly people, but when you understand, when you, for me, I am breaking generational curses off of my bloodline on both sides of my bloodline. I'm standing in the gap and I'm repenting and I'm fasting and I'm breaking these generational curses. So I know, and they only the people that come up against you in the bloodline when you break these curses, it's because the demons that's been dormant in these people for so long is getting agitated. So now I understand that I have to put on a pot, like keep on the full armor of God, because the attacks is coming. You understand? And I understand that or whatever. Now I'm thankful that I'm understanding and getting the teaching and just those things, because it's deeper than just going to church and just on a Sunday and just praising God and then coming back out. That's just too religious for me. That's just too churchy for me. I am the church. It's deeper than that. So the fact that I understand that it's a generational thing and curses and evil altars is being built. And let me just give y'all a story. So I was on a fast last week, on the Release the Rage fast. And my biological father had reached out. You know, we had been talking like 4 years, like, you know, talk. And he been in his transition to where he transitioned from a man to a woman. So we haven't really like talked. So he reached out to me the other day, and while I was on my fast, and I'm fasting, I'm breaking generational curses, and I'm just, you know, I'm going to war. And as I was in prayer, he sent me a message, and he said, "Hey, my long lost daughter, I miss the one that don't love me no more. I miss you, blah blah blah." Or whatever. And I said, hey, I truly do love you. I miss my dad. I don't know how to respond to Divana. And he says, I said, but thank you for praying for me, and, you know, blah, 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 whatever. And I asked him, how was he? And just different things or whatever. So I'm telling you the story just to tell you how much the enemy is so mad, but God used it all for my good. I'm in the process of doing these things. I've been doing these things. So when he reached out to me, the second message he sends is he's getting married. Now, for the ones that get it, get it. When you telling me you getting married to the same sex, that is creating another altar. That is creating another curse in the bloodline. And you're telling me this in the mix of me breaking it. You see how the enemy is so like cunning? You see how he is? But if I would have got caught up over me, just like he reached out to me and he spoke and we talked or whatever, I would have missed the whole covenant that the whole altar that he's trying to build again, the whole demonic covenant that he's trying to build with the same sex marriages. That would be the first in my bloodline. You think I'm gonna? No, I asked God to send his angels to send a death blow. You hear me? I did. I sure did. Absolutely, because that goes against the word and the will of God, and that's period. I don't care what the world say. The world can say, "Oh, just accept." I'm not doing it. I don't care what the world say. I'm not going to accept it. It's just period. That's not accepting him, because that's not even who he is. You understand? So I don't care what the world say. I'm going to continue to break the covenants. I'm going to continue to break the evil demonic altars, and I'm saying that to say this as well, that yeah, that was as me going through the process of God is separating the wheat from the tare, and you gotta pick a side. It was more so in the sense of, as me on my fasting and praying, this demonic entity wanna sneak his head in and let me know that. But I thanks be to God, because God get the glory. God was allowing that to happen so I could see that another covenant altar, another altar is trying to be built. You understand? God is so good. For me, God get the glory. You know what I'm saying? God still get the glory at the end of the day, because even though the enemy was trying to be cunning, I'm so awoke, so awake and awoke, whatever you guys want to say. I'm so on point that I didn't miss the fact that it was a covenant still trying to be built, an altar still trying to be built, a demonic covenant still trying to be built. So if I would have got caught up, like I said, over the fact that he reached out, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful that he's doing good and all of those things. But no, ma'am. No, that altar is not being built. You understand? So I'm gonna continue to do my part and continue. So I'm saying that to say, when you breaking these things, when you separating yourself, the demonic forces is gonna start rising up. Let me give y'all another example. I sent someone something about Fortnite, and I don't want to say the person or whatever, because but I sent someone something, and I sent them about a video game, Fortnite. I don't know if you guys know, but that is very demonic. It's teenagers shouldn't even be on it, but it's not for younger kids. I just don't believe. So I'm sending someone something in reference to this, just so not to attack them on their parenting, just to bring them aware, because I don't know if they know about the activity or the danger of Fortnite and what is it coming into agreement with. So it was never no judgment. I'm just sending this just so you could have the information. So it was a response back like, well, isn't that the same of you watching the Krishan show, the baddies, all of the baddies, and I was just singing Meek Mill song at the beginning of the year, and I was kind of a little baffled about why would I get that response when I'm just sending you just information just so you could be aware about what your child is playing. You understand? It's not never no attack. I would want somebody to send me knowledge, because if I didn't know if it was a predator in my area and you got information on it, I'm not going to think that you attacked in my parenthood. You sending me information. That's the same video I sent. I was just sending information so that you could be aware, because so I get the info. She sends back this information about me, and I'm like, yes, I watched the baddies because I was praying for Krishan, because when I seen her on live and I seen how she was, God told me to intercede and pray for her. So I prayed for her because we all God's children. So I prayed for her. So when she was on the baddies, I watched it so I could pray for her, because I see her heart. I don't see the outward appearance. I see her heart. You understand? So I don't just give up on her. I pray for people, right? So I was praying for her. So now that she's not on the baddies, I don't watch it. But when she get her show God's Plan, I will watch it. Absolutely. I pray for her. I don't just pray for local people. I pray for anybody that God leads me to pray for. You understand? Her story is like, I understand her story. I understand her struggle. You understand? So I pray for her. And now she changed her life over. But some people that's in this, like in a worldly mindset, they don't see that. I don't know what you got to do for them to believe it, but at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to pray for her. So, and then when she said about the Meek Mill songs, I said, and I still do know Meek Mill songs, but that song came out before I was saved, and yes, I was at my aunt party and I was rapping it. Does that mean that I don't love God? No, it doesn't mean that. I don't know what people think you loving God for. Like, that's gonna make you not, like, I know that song was out before I got saved, and I'm saved and I still know it, and if I feel like rapping it, I will. The difference between me and the 10-year-old, I'm very well aware. I'm not. You can't influence me about that. I'm woke. So what I was more so wanting her to be able to understand is just make sure that she's aware of what's going on in the video games. That she's awoke. And if you is aware of what's going on in the video games and you still okay in that, then something is not okay. But I'm not judging you. I'm just bringing awareness. You understand? So it's just a lot of just like it's just when you start irritating the demons in the bloodline, you start seeing who's operating in them. And I don't care what anybody say, because they start getting aroused up and they start feeling some type of way. It's not about feeling no type of way. It's about getting to it. Let's get to work. If you don't want to receive it, don't receive it. But don't try to justify by saying, oh, didn't you listen? You watch the baddies and do it. I'm going to watch God's plans. I don't watch the baddies now. I was watching it because I was following Krishan. I prayed for her, and she has converted over her life. I'm not saying it's just my prayers, because a lot of people pray for her, because people with eyes to see, they can see her heart. You understand? So, and they don't just judge the surface, because we all have a bad start. We all had a bad start. And do I know Meek Mill songs? Absolutely. Do I know a lot of people's songs? Absolutely, I do. It's just like, let's understand the bigger picture. I'm not operating in a demonic force, a demonic entity. I'm just saying, when you're kids, you're very influential. If I know some information, I'm going to share it. If I can help someone, I'm going to do it. It's just that simple. There's no judgment here. I don't think that I'm perfect. I know that I'm not. The reason why I seek God the way I do, because I know I need him. You understand? I know I need him. So I don't pretend to act like I have it all together. But what I'm not going to allow nobody to do to me, and you guys shouldn't either, don't allow nobody to keep you in the box. Don't allow nobody because they're religious, don't allow nobody to put religious on you. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God, the Holy Spirit, the triune God. Don't put me in no box, because God is not in one. God is not worried about me singing Meek Mill song. I don't do it on the regular, but I did it at the party. But God is not worried about me about that. God is not worried about me watching Krishan's show, especially when my intentions behind it is to pray for her, because I see her heart. He's not worried about that. He's worried about my heart posture and how I treat people and how I love people, how I help people. That's what he's worried about. Am I doing his will for my life? That's what he's worried about. He's not worried about if I sing a Meek Mill song. You understand? He's worried about these kids coming into a demonic covenant with Fortnite. That's what he's worried about. You understand? That's what he's worried about. That's what she's worried. That's what he's worried about. He's not worried about anything else. You understand? He's worried about our heart posture. He's worried about that. So we got to make sure that we focus on the right things. We get too caught up on the wrong things. Let's keep our heart posture. You ain't got to tell me nothing. I just know what you say out your mouth flows from your heart. Now let me know where your heart at. It's not no secret. You just got to pay attention. You understand? I'm just like, so I just want you guys to know and just be aware. It's separation time. Judge these people by the fruit. Judge these people by their heart posture. What is the fruit inspection? You can tell when you break in generational curses, oh, the demons start rising. Tiffany Montgomery said it first. That's what I heard it first. They start eating up. They start getting mad because you breaking it off the bloodline. Absolutely. So keep on rising. The Fortnite, that's demonic. And you wonder why I got that type of response back. They start to get irritated, but I don't care. Get irritated. I'm still breaking them. Period. God, do what you got to do until everybody come to repentance. You hear me? And that's period, Pooh. I love you all with the love of Christ. Be blessed. Bye for now.